At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Visiting today with Alan Beal. He is the CEO of Armed Forces Brewing Company, and this is a military tribute brew, of course, in Norfolk, Virginia. We appreciate the folks down there, and go Navy, as they say. It's being launched here in Ohio as well, in Chillicothe, home of Camp Sherman. And we have close military ties here, Alan, and we're happy to have you and your brew coming to Ohio.
Thanks for having me on. We're super excited to scale distribution into the great state of Ohio. We understand people love beer there.
We've been told that, yes. It's my understanding you've got a military background, but also food service, beverage service involved there as well. Where did this tie together for you to come up with an idea for a military tribute?
Well, I didn't serve in the military, but I come from a huge family of extensive military service. My grandfather served in the U.S. Navy during World War II. My dad was a career airman in the U.S. Air Force and the Missouri Air National Guard. My brother was a career in the Air Force. We got two uncles that are Marines and another uncle and four cousins that graduated from West Point. So I didn't get to personally serve, but I grew up in that military community and that military mindset. And I had been doing a bar rescue. I've been in the food and beverage industry for 35 plus years, and I was doing a bar rescue in Washington, D.C. And a couple of guys came up to me and they're partners in the company now. They're both deaf and graduated from Gallaudet University. So everybody in DC goes on the weekends, they go and visit a place called Annapolis, Maryland, where the Naval Academy is. They said, we've got an idea for a military beer company that makes beer that tributes the naval service at the Naval Academy. And I went, and of course, I'm a Navy fan. To tell you the truth, Navy football, have been since like the 70s, watched it with my grandfather all the time. So I was like, ooh, they asked me if I could come on and consult for them. They didn't know, how to develop the concept or anything. And it sounded like a good idea. I heard beer and I heard military, and I went, well, yeah, I know both of those, communities. So I went and visited Annapolis and saw the Naval Academy. And I mean, I saw the lightning and heard the thunder. And I literally picked my family up and moved to Annapolis, Maryland, and started to develop what was called Seawolf Brewery back then, just to start developing beers that tribute Naval Academy service. We pushed it out on social media, and veterans and active duty personnel from all over the world practically were messaging us on social media and commenting back, where's our beer? The Air Force guys were, where's our beer? Army soldiers, where's our beer? So we kind of morphed this. I had to go back to the drawing board and kind of morph it into Armed Forces Brewing Company to include all the branches. So that's the story in a nutshell of how we got started.
And of course, at some point in time, it's like you say to yourself, hey, we might be onto something here.
Yeah. Especially when you don't have a beer out to market and everybody wants it around the country. Where is this beer? I want it now. Those are the comments that we were getting.
Often we have seen small local craft beers going, and that sounds like where you started. At what point in time do you start to think on a larger, grander scale to where you're able to push out to other states across the country?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, here's what prompted us to think just that way. We launched our beers into a Navy exchange store, a Nexcom store in Annapolis, which is a pretty high volume package store. And I think we launched that on October 13th of 2018. We launched two beers in there, our Special Hops IPA and our Cat Shot American Craft Lager. Special Hops is a tribute to Navy SEALs. Cat Shot American Craft Lager is a pre-prohibition style lager, and that's a tribute to Top Guns and aircraft carrier deck crews. So we put those beers in this Navy Exchange store, and with only 2 weeks of sales, they sold at #1 and #3 out of 300 craft SKUs on the shelves. So we were thinking, wow, let's talk to Navy Exchange about doing a national plan. Well, that didn't happen right away, but we started to go into more Navy Exchange stores in Maryland and in Virginia. And then Walmart asked us to come and pitch our brand to them. That was the changing factor right there, when we could prove that we could scale this out nationally. We did a 30-minute pitch to the Walmart buyer, and at the end of the pitch, they agreed, they committed to bringing our brand into Walmart stores. Same thing with the Sam's Club buyer as well. So then we knew we could play in national chains, and now we're in Winn-Dixie's, Publix picked us up. We're really chain heavy, and we want to scale this into a national and global brand. Nexcom has put us on a national plan. AFBC has done that as well. The Army Air Force stores, we're on a national plan with them. So when we go and open up a state, they're going to turn the switch on in all their stores in that state. And we're going to be exporting our beer to those overseas base stores as well. That's exciting. So here we are.
Now, it sounds like an easy pitch. However, you know as well as I do, when you go in to pitch an idea, you don't know what to expect. Take us into your preparation for pitching this idea to somebody like Walmart.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Our marketing is really good. The tribute of the beers, how we're tributing each service within those branches is pretty awesome too. But there's two other factors involved here. One, we're giving back through our success. Our preamble, We the People Light Session Lager, we're aligned with the John Daly Major Ed Heart of Lion Foundation with that preamble beer. So when we sell the beer and when we sell preamble apparel, we're donating back to the JDME that helps veterans and first responders and children with cancer as well. And we're doing the same thing with another beer called Death from Above that we're coming out. It's a coffee porter, and we're going to align that beer with one of our advisory board members, Gretchen Smith. She's got a nonprofit called Code of Vets. And they do incredible work getting money into the hands of veterans who are about to go homeless, who are hungry, whatever the case may be. So we're using that success to give back. The other factor is we've got an award-winning brewmaster in Bob Ruprecht. He's won the Maryland Governor's Cup for brewing excellence, and we're just making good beer. You know what I mean? There's not one in our portfolio that is kind of like, hey, he's just making great beer. He's a great brewmaster.
And that truly makes a difference if you have a quality product.
Absolutely. And we're using quality ingredients too. Veteran grown hops out of Michigan, a hop farm called Dog Star that's growing hops up there. It's veteran owned and operated. So we're keeping our success in the military community as well, and trying to help other veteran owned businesses.
You've dropped some names of some of the beers already to us. Very catchy. Preamble, of course, special hops, things of that sort. Take us into what that brainstorming session is like when you marry the taste of your product together with the name to push it out there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yes, that question. Special hops, tribute to the elite Navy SEALs. It's not a low ABV. It's not a super high ABV. It's about 6.7. Just enough to go on a mission but it's not a hoppy in-your-face IPA. Bob Ruprecht brewed it that way. It's one that you can have several of these IPAs and actually enjoy them instead of struggling through one. You can complete that mission. Death from Above Coffee Porter is a tribute to the Air Force bomber wings who fly the B-52s and the Lancers and the B-2 bombers, and you're going to get bombs of coffee notes in that beer. We've got one coming out. It's called Neptune's Beer. That's coming out every May 1st, and only on May 1st. It's a tribute to Operation Neptune Spear, which was the Osama bin Laden raid. Now that's got a 12, 13% ABV. So it's a high octane beer, but it's absolutely delicious. And Rob O'Neill, who killed Osama bin Laden from SEAL Team 6, is an owner in the company as well. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of different beers coming out that are tributing all sorts of different services and branches. It's fun. It's fun to get there and think, get the team together and do brainstorming with the ideas that we come up with.
We have in our part of the country a lot of veterans. We've done a lot of work with veterans here through Litter Media, and I think it's very easy to get behind veteran causes and veteran circumstances. In your situation, you've got veterans throughout your company, and not only that, the ideas, you've got veteran infused ideas in your company too. And I think that's an even greater push for what you provide.
Yeah, we have a whole advisory board of military veterans, almost from every branch. We're missing that Coast Guard, but now that we've landed in Norfolk, Virginia, we think we can find somebody from the Coast Guard to come on our advisory board. But they consult us on mil speak and weapons of war, and just the traditions within the branches as well. Not only that, they're brand ambassadors, and most of them on our advisory board have their own nonprofits that are doing great work out there to help their fellow brothers and sisters who served. So it's just a great group of people. We have a lot of fun.
You can really learn a lot about the company by just visiting your website.
Yeah, it's armedforcesbrewingco.com. That's our main website. But we've also, we've got over 9,300 plus shareholders in our company as well. That 90% of those are military or active duty military, or from military families. $200, you can come in and buy a piece of the company and be an owner and help the company grow. And you can go to that website, www.ownarmedforcesbrewingco.com and become an owner in our success and in the brewery.
Be part of the team, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on the mission with us.
And distributed locally by people classic brands.
Yeah, we're super excited to partner with Litter Beverage as well. They're a great distributor. They've been so welcoming to us and so excited about our brand. And they're big supporters of our military and veterans too. So it's just a great partnership to put together, and excited to launch in Ohio.
Before I let you go, you have a prediction on the Army-Navy game.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm a Navy fan and have been since I was a kid. As far as the uniform changes this year, I think they both, I couldn't pick one, which was better than the other. If I had to, I think Navy's with the I don't know, man, you're putting me on the spot here. Army's gonna win the game, I think, this year. I think so? Navy has struggled. And struggled. And I think Army's gonna win. Well, hate to say that, but
just for your sake, we'll cross our fingers for the Navy.
There you go.
Alan Beal, thank you so much for your time. And again, where can people learn more about your company?
Absolutely. They can go to www.ownarmedforcesbrewingco.com, or they can go to www.armedforcesbrewingco.com. And there's just a wealth of information there for everybody on our beer and our give back program and everything.
Thank you so much for joining us here today, and welcome to Ohio.
Thanks for having me on. We're super excited to be there.